Bulls, Rodeo Drive, the Celebrities 24-karat playground. It's showtime in L.A. Under first-year coach Mike Dunleavy, the Los Angeles Lakers have turned a 1-4 start into a current NBA leading 14-game winning streak. The Lakers, led by NBA Most Valuable Player Earvin Magic Johnson, the consummate playmaker and team leader. Winning 31 of their last 36, Los Angeles has reason to celebrate. The second-place Chicago Bulls are looking to stampede their way into the NBA Finals and are driven by their remarkable aerial acrobat, Michael Jordan, king of the NBA scores the past 4 years, and Michael knows when it's air time. So today it's Jordan and Johnson from the Forum. We welcome you to the Air and Magic Show as the Bulls battle the Lakers.
Ready to rotate up. You ready to rotate up?
Michael at the foul line. A shot on the goal. The Bulls win.
This is the NBA on NBC. Today, it's the Chicago Bulls versus the Los Angeles Lakers.
The Stars are out today in the Forum. Over 16,000 fans, including many of the big people from the world of entertainment, to see two of the NBA's top teams and two of the game's marquee monsters, Michael Jordan and Earvin Magic Johnson of the Lakers. Hello, everyone. Dick Enberg at the Forum, and it's a pleasure to join a new partner, Steve Jones, 24 years as a player, analyst in the NBA.
Well, Dick, after 3 decades on the college campus and being a big man, you're my NBA rookie.
Finally graduated.
Yeah.
Finally got into the postgraduate work. Let's talk about the two big stars, Jordan and Johnson, and their different roles on their respective teams.
One area that they're very similar, they both have to be leaders for the team. The difference is for Michael Jordan, he must score for the Chicago Bulls in order for them to win. For the Los Angeles Lakers, it has to be passing from Magic Johnson. If he doesn't get it done, they don't get it done.
All right, the Lakers have been getting it done. They're red hot. Let's look at the reason why statistically. First 30 games for Mike Dunleavy, who stresses defense. You see, they've improved their scoring in the last 14 wins. They've raised their scoring by 5 and reduced the opponent's scoring by 6 a game, and that particularly pleases Dunleavy. Now the Bulls, what do they have to do here in the Forum to win against a big team on the road?
Well, Dick, everyone has said that these guys are the heir apparent to the Central Division, and if that is to be the case, they got to learn how to win on the road. And they got a couple of Jordanaires that have to play bigger than they have been. Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant have to play huge, and when they don't, that's when the Chicago Bulls struggle.
There are injury news as well. James Worthy, it's a plus for the Lakers. He'll return, but Bill Cartwright apparently will not play. That announcement just made, and with the information, let's go to Tom Hammond.
That's right, Dick. Bill Cartwright is here by the Bulls bench in street clothes. He will not play at all in today's game. He has a hip injury. He will not see action at all. His spot on the starting lineup expected to be taken by 7-footer Will Perdue, so the Bulls without their starting center Bill Cartwright today. The Lakers continue to be troubled by that sprained right foot of James Worthy. He missed 3 games. He did play Friday night against the Clippers. The doctors limiting his playing time to 20 minutes. He won't start today, but he will play without any restrictions on his court time.
Well, as we move into the second semester of this NBA season, this big crowd at the Forum, and they're here to see two of the game's greatest stars, Magic Johnson of the Lakers, Michael Jordan of the Bulls, and they're smiling now. They go to battle in a moment.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by your Toyota dealers and their quality line of cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. By Nike, who reminds you to just do it. And by Miller Lite. When it's Miller Lite, less filling really tastes great.
Number 38, Bill Scorer, and
Ready to go at the Forum. The Lakers trying to win 15 in a row. The Bulls trying to take advantage of the Piston loss earlier today. They move up in that Midwest division. Here are the starting lineups for the visitors from Chicago and Phil Jackson, their head coach. Their starting lineup there are the Jordanettes, Pippen and Grant, 4-year players on the front line. In the backcourt, the veteran from Notre Dame, John Paxson, teams with Michael Jordan. And in the post, Will Perdue in his 3rd year out of Vanderbilt for the injured Bill Cartwright. The Los Angeles Lakers, second best record in the league, have Sam Perkins and A.C. Green on the front line. Green for Worthy, Byron Scott and Magic Johnson on the back line. And in the post, the Yugoslavian Olympian of Vlade Divac and Mike Dunleavy off to a 1-4-2-7 start. Lost 3 games at home early, but boy, the club turned around. Phil Jackson wiping some of the road weariness out of his eyes, looking for a big win for Chicago on the road.
He hopes his team's not asleep today, and they get off to a real good start.
Crawford, Forty, and Spooner, the officials. Divac against Perdue, and the Lakers in bright yellow, Magic Johnson. He draws Jordan. Divac and Perdue. Inside of Perkins against Grant, 2 former ACC stars, and Perkins called for the charge. Paxson brings it into the offensive end for Chicago. They beat the Lakers earlier this year at the stadium in the Windy City. Scottie Pippen, Central Arkansas. Jordan, Horace Grant. And the rebound to Perkins. Los Angeles the other way with Magic to Divac. Perkins, called a true power forward by the Laker coaching staff, and yet so versatile, can play just about anywhere. Divac with a move and the first bucket of the game.
And in the first 2 possessions by the Los Angeles Lakers, you can see that they're going to attack the Bulls inside. This is where they'll miss Bill Cartwright. The Lakers will try to overmatch them inside.
Drive by Pippen, and the tip is there from Pippen.
That's the guy that the Lakers want to control behind Jordan. You've got to cut down the slashing, driving attack of Scottie Pippen.
Perkins wheels inside to make it 4-2.
3 straight possessions, all inside Lakers.
That's where the Bulls beat them in Chicago with their inside game. But Dunleavy feels his club is stronger now, Divac especially, and without Cartwright, a handicap for Chicago today. Grant, he ties it at 4. Horace Grant of the twin brothers, Grant Harvey, having a big year with the Bullets, 19 a game behind Bernard King. Sam Perkins doesn't get the bounce, but gets the rebound. No foul, and out it comes to Pippen. 3-on-2 with Michael Jordan. Paxson.
Now you notice the difference in the set. The Bulls have been pulling the trigger from the perimeter. The Lakers have concentrated inside. Scott from the corner.
Byron Scott from 3, and Los Angeles takes the lead at 7-6. Pippen inside, Jordan outside. Scott on him defensively. Ball away, Michael Jordan.
In the first quarter of play, Jordan really tries to get involved offensively. He has waited a few possessions. Magic Johnson.
The three for Johnson. 10-8 Los Angeles. First baskets for Jordan and Johnson as Magic answers Michael. Jordan's turn. Batted away by Divac. Gets it away from Perdue again. Scott, can he save? Yes. Magic 3, no. Perdue goes down. John Paxson the other way. 4-on-3. What a setup by Paxson. Jackson as Pippen converts, and it's tied at 10. Final 4 points now for Scottie Pippen.
Of course, the first rule of a fast break is to stop the ball. They let Paxson get too deep, leaves it for Pippen. They get an easy 2.
Scott, and he's hammered by Pippen. First foul on Pippen of the Bulls, who grew up in a small town, Hamburg, Arkansas.
You see Paxson, he knows where all the players are, and he's going to go as deep as he can. No one stops him until he's right at the rim, and there's Pippen taking it downtown.
Byron Scott at the line for Los Angeles, looking for his 4th point. Number 1 pick of the Clippers in '83. Grew up just about a mile from the fabulous Forum at Inglewood High School before migrating to Arizona State.
You see those numbers right there, and the 50% is very good for Scott in the fact that he's been struggling shooting the ball from the field. From the line, he's usually better than 85, so he's down there. But the hamstring problem he had a couple years ago is finally behind him, beginning to play better offensively.
It's Michael Jordan. Purdue converting the offensive rebound, and the Bulls are second in the league, getting that second and third chance. Second to Seattle in offensive rebounds. Magic, a no-look to Green, blocked brilliantly by Grant, and here's Pippen the other way. Jordan, oh, he loves the baseline. Purdue can't tip. Another offensive board rejected by Perkins. Divac assists to Magic. Paxson. Jordan actually hampered by his own teammate Purdue on that tip.
Scott turned down a good look at the basket, and the Lakers will set up to see if they come back inside.
Divac's out of control, and then he makes it behind the back. Oh, my. Timeout, Chicago. Phil Jackson barking at the officials. 6:46 remaining in a fast-paced opening period. The Lakers lead by 4. Prior to the timeout, this play provoked a technical from Bulls coach. He thought it was goaltending on Perkins, and Phil Jackson gets a tee. That's the first order of business as we return to the Forum. 17-12. The Chicago Bulls trailing the Lakers.
But Will Purdue is doing something that he really has to be happy about, and that is crashing the offensive glass. Purdue has kept the ball alive for the Bulls to get second opportunities. Got 5 offensive rebounds here in the first period of play.
Magic Johnson shot the technical, 17-12. And here's Divac. Looked like it was going to fall to the floor.
One of the things about Divac is he has the ability to pass the ball. That's a tremendous pass right between the legs of Scottie Pippen.
Michael Jordan gets his second basket and 4 in this first quarter. The league's leading scorer going for his 5th straight scoring title. Turnover, and it's Pippen with Jordan, and he loses it to Perkins. Magic picking up the scraps.
In this situation, they're looking for Sam Perkins against Horace Grant.
6 seconds on the shot clock. And it is Perkins over Grant. 4 for Sam, 19-14 Los Angeles. Midpoint of the opening quarter. Laker defense, that's been the key from Jerry West, the general manager, to Coach Mike Dunleavy, that has sparked this 14-game win string. 3-on-2 led by Magic. Byron Scott. And it's Paxson for the Bulls.
They missed that transition opportunity, but they've been able to keep the Bulls out on the perimeter. Pippen
kissing it off the glass for his 6th point. Divac. AC Green getting an offensive board. And a second chance in the fresh 24. Divac. Not exactly the shot Dunleavy wanted him to take.
Considering that they can get a shot inside almost any time they want, I'm sure Dunleavy would like to see them work a little bit more. Paxson.
They want him to shoot more. He can hit that open J. Scott answers at the other end for Los Angeles, and it's 21-18. Byron Scott was 7 in this opening period.
Both teams are transition teams, and the Lakers are got to have an edge here at home, but the Bulls want to try to keep as many people involved.
And again, he leads all scorers with 8. Jordan with a body on Magic. Divac. He has 6.
Magic wants to make you commit and then find the open man. Vlade Divac has an excellent perimeter game, knocks that one down.
Magic has 5 assists already, number 2 all time in the NBA. It's Grant underneath to pick up the loose ball and lay it in. 23-22. Horace Grant has 4. Magic and Michael giving away a half foot. Scott over Grant. Divac.
If Phil Jackson is going to complain, it's going to be at the defensive glass. The Lakers are getting too many opportunities. Scott burns them.
25-22 Los Angeles. And a 40-second timeout called. Phil Jackson played for Bill Fitch in his collegiate days at the University of North Dakota. Claims Fitch and Red Holtzman his 2 biggest influences as a head man himself.
2 different types of personalities in Fitch and Red Holtzman. Holtzman kind of an even guy, and Bill Fitch very much a disciplinarian.
What did he tell us about the fairness of Holtzman? He talked about Cassie Russell. He said he had pretty long pockets anyway. He drove to a game in Philly and was late. And what was the story?
He was late, and Red Holtzman said, "Well, how much did you spend on the fines, Cassie?" And Cassie,
on the tolls.
That's right. He said about $9.50, and he said, "Well, you deduct that from that $100 fine."
You just got. Phil said that it's being fair and having fun. You've got to work that in along with being a disciplinarian and leader of a team. 25-22 Los Angeles. Stacey King appears for the first time for the Bulls, number 34. Pippen on the drive.
That's what they want to try to shut down. The slashing attack of Scottie Pippen. Pippen off to a great start here in the quarter. He's got 10.
Now Michael to Magic Johnson. Byron Scott. Rebound Grant. The Bulls have a chance to take the lead on this trip. And it's Michael to gun. Scott.
They got Perkins against Jordan. Let's see if they find him with the ball.
Now Scott, the open man. AC Green for 3.
Bulls on that defensive stand did a good job of forcing the Lakers away from the ball.
Scott hawking Jordan. And there's illegal defense against the Lakers. The warning.
You see Perkins in the post-up position asking for the ball. Grant comes down very quickly to make him make that pass back out. And now you see 3 Scots, 3 Bulls react to the ball.
See James Worthy. We'll see him when we return to the Forum in Los Angeles. NBA and Miller Genuine Draft have announced the Eastern and Western Conference All-Star teams, and we congratulate these players and the fans who voted for them. Malone and Mullen will start for the West. David Robinson was the top vote getter. Magic Johnson and Kevin Johnson in the backcourt. The non-starters, Duckworth, Hardaway, Stockton, Drexler, Porter, Chambers, and Worthy. 3 Portland players will be in Charlotte. There's the Eastern starters: Barkley, Bird, Ewing, Jordan, the top vote getter overall, and injured Isaiah Thomas, Parrish, Doherty, Dumars, Robertson, Pierce, Wilkins, King, and McHale for the East. And that's all next Sunday here on NBC, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. And just a reminder, we'll be selecting a Miller Genuine Draft Player of the Game at the conclusion of today's game in the Forum. Worthy makes his first appearance. He missed 3 games, played about half a game Friday night against the Clippers. Michael Thompson also is in for A.C. Green.
In the game in Chicago, it was A.C. Green that gave him big energy off the bench. We'll find out if Worthy's capable of doing that. Jordan.
And the Bulls move in front 26-25. 6 now for Jordan. Don Levy said, you can't expect to hold Jordan down under 30. Just don't let him get 40.
And you want him to work for every point that he gets, and that's the key. If they come easy, then it's going to be an easy night for everyone else.
Oh, Jackson wanted a foul there as Jordan hit the deck. At the other end, it's Worthy, no basket. Charging against Worthy, or it may have been Johnson leading interference.
Jordan gets right to the basket as no one stops him, and whenever you see that tongue go out, you know that he's going to try to score. He wanted to call, he complained.
Foul was on Magic for clearing the way for Worthy. It might have been a makeup from the other end.
That's the guy that they got to get going in this ball game. Stacey King, if he's going to be in the game, he's going to have to score. Thompson.
Oh, what a block by Jordan as he skied to reject Michael Thompson. Knocked away by Perkins to Pippen. Out of bounds, Chicago.
Magic Johnson makes the best read he can and going to the basket. Thompson doesn't go up strong enough, and Michael Thompson has always been great at reacting off the ball, makes a good block for the Bulls.
So Jordan, like Johnson, such a complete player. Down to the final minute of the opening quarter. Chicago with the ball and a 26-25 lead, and Scottie Pippen with a banner first period now has a dozen. That's the Bulls' biggest lead.
And it's been the play of Scottie Pippen that's pushed the Bulls to this 3-point advantage here in the first quarter.
Worthy. His first points. Worthy averaging nearly 22 a game to lead the Lakers. From behind, Byron Scott. His first foul. And only the second on the Lakers in this opening quarter.
As you see Jordan and the rest of the Bulls checking the game clock and the shot clock, because they want to make sure that they have enough time to get this one up and down. 28.7. They'll hold for the final shot for them of this quarter.
Lakers bring in Tony Smith, a rookie from Marquette, to give Magic a blow with 28 seconds left in the quarter. He leaves with 4 points and 5 assists. Dennis Thompson comes in for Chicago.
You can see the strategy for both coaches. When the stars go out, they're both going to rest. They're going to get the secondary players in the ball game.
B.J. Armstrong from Iowa with the ball. Clear for the jumper, not there. And the Lakers have 13 seconds to score.
Armstrong makes a mistake. He pulls the trigger too soon. We'll see if the Lakers can take advantage of it.
Smith with 4. Perkins way outside at the buzzer. Well played. First period in Los Angeles, and the visitors from Chicago lead 28-27. And Michael Jordan held to 6, but with the defensive play of the first period. Bulls with 3 games in hand with the Pistons could move within a half game of Detroit. Lead 28-27 after the first period. Playing without Bill Cartwright. Tom Hammond has that story.
Dick, the emphasis has been on the superstars, Jordan and Johnson, but the difference in the game may be the absence of the Bulls starting center Bill Cartwright. A hip injury, exactly what is it?
Just a hip, Porter, a bad bruise, and I'm kind of day-to-day right now.
So you don't know how long you'll be out?
I don't know how long I'll be out, but we have a big game coming up tomorrow night, and they were going to Detroit, so hopefully I'll be back for that.
Have you given Will Perdue and Stacey King any advice on how to play the Lakers?
Just run and play as hard as you can play, because these guys are flying up and down the floor.
Dick?
All right, some of the guys around the league wish it was the elbow that was bothering Cartwright. He's put some hurt on some people, including Akeem Olajuwon. There's a shot by Horace Grant. In 2 weeks' time, Akeem, Sigma with a bloody nose. Greg Kite got 5 stitches in the chin. Catledge was hit in the mouth. All inadvertent elbows, but boy, the sharp punishment from Cartwright. There's Grant with the goal.
He has some razor blades, and it just that the way he plays, he keeps his arms up all the time. Players seem to get their faces next to him. They end up the worst of it. Grant with the 3-point play.
Michael Thompson was the man with the foul for the Lakers.
Trapped by the Bulls. We'll see how the Lakers respond.
To Michael Thompson. Rebound Green.
If there's a problem for Michael Thompson, it's in finishing plays. A lot of times he doesn't explode up, makes it tough. Green there to drop it in to keep the Lakers within 2.
First quarter, the Bulls shot 50%. The Lakers 46%. Much traveling for Stacey King. Denies Jackson and the Bulls an opportunity. Playing this young guy from Marquette, Moore Smith.
They've been searching for a guy to play behind Magic Johnson since the day Magic came to the Lakers. Smith seems to be having the best opportunity. Near turnover, Bulls got it.
B.J. Armstrong forced a turnover, hops into Pippen.
With this second unit out on the floor, Pippen has got to keep scoring along with Armstrong and Stacey King.
To Grant. Trying to beat the 24-second clock. He did, but not a good shot. Gliding in to tie it at 31. Boy, he does finish it, doesn't he?
He is one of the best finishers in the NBA, and normally he would have exploded in. That foot is bothering him somewhat. Pippen.
Armstrong with the rebound. Boy, he's having a game. 14.
They had trouble with Pippen in Chicago Stadium, and they're having the same kind of problem. This is a team that Pippen feels very comfortable playing against. They don't have a Rodman who can get in his face and really make him play a perimeter game.
Tony Smith, his first shot way off the mark. Out it comes to Hobson of the Bulls and the former Ohio State star. Inside to Grant. Horace Grant with a...
The defense that you talked about is not there for the Los Angeles Lakers, and Mike Dunleavy wants to talk about it.
Timeout Los Angeles with 9:31 left in the opening half. It's the Bulls by 4.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Plymouth and your local Plymouth dealers, who invite you to test drive a Plymouth today. By Soloplex Muscle Machine, a new era in fitness. And by Coors Light, the one that won't slow you down. The Silver Bullet is the right beer now.
Indeed, the Stars are out for this big game here in the Forum in Los Angeles. Some of the Lakers' special fans checking the action between 2 of the big stars of sport. In fact, they had a magazine in France, Eurosport magazine, said in America the top players, top teams, and 2 of the top 4 named. Well, the most often named was Michael Jordan. Magic Johnson was 4th behind Joe Montana and Bo Jackson.
That's still a pretty good group to be mentioned in. I think the Lakers started off with a good inside attack. We'll see if they come back to that.
Terry acquired from Golden State in the offseason, has his first basket, and that's just what they want from Teagle, that outside jumper. Jordan and Johnson still on the bench. Stacey King inside. Divac with a rebound.
Teagle likes a body to spin off of. The microwave of the West may be finally plugged in, and the Lakers could see some numbers come up this afternoon.
Boy, he's a streak shooter with a capital S, isn't he?
We talked about the Lakers having a better inside scoring game, but it's been the Bulls that have gotten 27 points out of their 35 inside.
Stacey King with his first. Teagle looking for 3 in a row.
The fans know he's plugged in. They're yelling, light him up, Terry. We'll see how many times Dunleavy comes back to Teagle.
Scottie Pippen, 16 to lead all scores. Tony Smith talking to him yesterday, just excited to be able to play against Michael Jordan. He said, I just like to watch that hang time. Worthy inside, and 6 for the former Carolina All-America.
One of the ways you shut down good offensive play, and that's the kind of game Pippen is having, is to make him guard somebody at the other end. Worthy's matched against Pippen.
Whoa! Pippen inside, rejected. Here comes Worthy. You better fill the middle on him. That's his first goal. And the Lakers take the lead, 41-39. Back, Big Lonnie. Over the back is A.C. Green. Worthy wanted a foul. Timeout. Just under 7 to go in the opening half, and it's the Lakers by a basket.
Even when I went through the frustrations of getting cut from the varsity team, I still had that driving force of competing in academics. And I think you always got to have something to fall back on, and that's what education is. Stay in school. It's your best move.
Welcome back. Lakers by 2. That's Will Perdue starting today. 2 points, 5 rebounds. Big shoes to fill. Bill Cartwright, and Will Perdue has big shoes that he fills. Tom occupied down there with the Laker girls, and one has to do his job. He's got to keep them all in focus. Somehow I can't make the transition from Laker girls to what he has in his hands, but I can make it from Will Perdue to Tom Hammond.
Will Perdue back in the lineup.
I guess he got some technical problems down in the corner with Tom Hammond.
They got a couple of people that are going to come in right now. Purdue is very active on the offensive glass, and certainly Phil Johnson is happy about that, along with Cliff Livingston. Livingston will be matched up against A.C. Green, see if they can't match activity and energy. Jordan and Johnson back in as well.
B.J. Armstrong. Ooh, does Johnson take a jolt in the jaw, but hangs onto the ball. That was an extraordinary long rest for both Jordan and Johnson. 6 minutes of play plus the timeout at the quarter. So both coaches trying to keep their stars fresh.
That would also indicate the quality of play by both teams' benches to be able to keep them down that long. Teagle with 3 in a row.
Teagle, and he is fouled. Go back to Johnson on that rebound, and no, it wasn't in the jaw. It was up under the armpit, but his head jerked back as if he was hit in the face.
The collision between himself and Livingston, and he was a little bit off balance in trying to get to it, but he was doing the right thing, coming back to get a long rebound. You want him to shoot from the perimeter. Maybe today, Teagle arrives for the Lakers.
Teagle from Baylor, 9 points off the Pines, and a 5-point Laker lead. Worthy gambled on the steal. Pippen takes it to the hole. 18 to lead all. Scottie Pippen.
Not only do you see Pippen active at the offensive end, but the defensive end as well, and that's what happens when you start scoring points.
Wow. Good job by Pippen against Worthy, who complains to the officials. Jordan, wide open, Armstrong. Not there, Teagle.
If there's a flaw for the Bulls, it's that guy that plays opposite Jordan. He's got to knock down that open jumper. Post up. Armstrong. Teagle.
Teagle over BJ. His first miss. Actually, it appeared to be tipped in by a ball. It goes to Teagle. He now has 11. 5 for 6 is Teagle, and the only one he missed was the short one.
Too close.
Armstrong, he misses 2 in a row, and Livingston can't handle the rebound. Let's go back to
anytime you get a mismatch, you want to take advantage of it. They quickly come to Teagle, who overpowers Armstrong. He realizes he misses. He's right back on it, and it goes in.
All 3 men had their hands in the ball. Teagle guides it home. Lakers with a 5-point lead, and Teagle on the alley-oop.
They got him against Paxson now.
Oh, is he hot? Biggest lead of the game. 7 for the Lakers. Phil Jackson gets another technical, or someone on the court does.
Technical foul against James.
So it's on Worthy of the Lakers. Jackson jumped up as if he was the man. But Worthy's been complaining. He thought he was fouled the last 2 times down.
He thought Teagle was fouled on that turnaround jump shot that he got hit across the arm. He showed the official where. The official showed him the tee.
And Michael Jordan gets that technical free shot for his 7th point.
Now you can expect Michael Jordan to get very busy at the offensive end. Teagle is now red hot. He's on the boil, and he's being guarded by Jordan. One of the ways you get Teagle out of the ball game, go to Jordan.
Pippen is out. Boris Grant in. Pippen with his 18. And a foul as they double team Jordan.
Foul against Terry Teagle.
First on Teagle. Lakers with 3 team fouls in the quarter. Only 1 charged against the Bulls.
Back to Jordan against Teagle.
Purdue over the top to maintain control and draws the foul. Sam Perkins checks back in for the Lakers, and Worthy to the bench.
They want to bring Worthy back slowly. He had an effective stint for them out on the floor. They'll come back, and undoubtedly they'll try to get Perkins involved offensively by going inside out, getting him back down on the box. Purdue has done a real good job of hitting the glass, keeping the ball alive. Gets fouled. He's got 7 rebounds. We'll see if he can knock down a pair of free throws.
Southeastern Conference Player of the Year 3 seasons ago at Vanderbilt. Not a good free throw shooter, and he misses both. Divac with a rebound. Plus from halftime here in Los Angeles, and the Lakers looking for 15 in a row on this run with be their 2nd longest streak in history. Teagle can't hit the drive. Grant with a rebound, and Dunleavy wanted to foul.
Teagle wanted to stop that one and expose himself a little bit too soon. The defense made it change.
Paxson. 2 points just on the line was Paxson, and it's 48-44. He has 6. Johnson, and he's hit. Grant with the foul. His first. Vlade Divac, well, he got all his phone calls in. Saturday is telephone day for Vlade. He has a ritual of calling home Yugoslavia to talk to his parents. He's really happy about the fact he's going to be a father for the first time. His wife Anna in July. Lost inside to Green. Rebound Purdue. Horace Grant. He fills it. 11 for Grant, the former Clemson star.
The guy that's been carrying the Lakers through the quarter has been Terry Teagle. The Bulls are now adjusting to him defensively. They come back to Magic.
Johnson has only shot the ball a couple of times in the entire half. Works on Jordan. Almost rolls one in as he was carrying Jordan with him.
The strength of Magic Johnson is evident on the drive as Jordan's got arms all over him as he goes up. They say before the shot, 24 seconds, brand new for the Lakers.
Jordan's such a good defensive player. He does work 100% at both ends, doesn't he?
But Jordan is best when he plays off the ball. It's a little bit tougher for him.
What a play by Johnson. He waited till there were 3 Bulls on him and then set up Teagle for the open shot. Michael at the other end, Divac with a rebound on the run. Teagle, and a good save by Paxson.
Dunleavy thinks that Teagle gets fouled on this play as Paxson makes a huge save to reach in and chip it away.
Timeout, 2.5 to go before the intermission. The Lakers by 4. Will Purdue starting for the injured Bill Cartwright. 8 rebounds, 6 of them at the offensive end. Not only big shoes to fill, but he can be the soul of his team, Tom.
Well, Dick, Will Purdue does lead the NBA in one category, that's shoe size. These custom-made babies are size 22. 22, the biggest in the NBA. Here's my shoe. I wear an 11. Not even close. I packed a light lunch in here. I'll be back to you guys later.
Well, Purdue could put out small brush fires up in the foothills with that.
Those feet have been dancing this afternoon, though, because he has been active on the glass and really has done a good job. The concern has been what the bench is going to do, and it has been Terry Teagle that's provided all of the firepower for the Lakers. The Bulls have just gotten 2 points to 23 from the LA Lakers.
10 seconds on the shot clock as Magic goes into Perkins against Grant. Point for that, too. 6 now for Sam. Lakers by a half dozen, approaching the 2-minute mark. Cliff Livingston had made about a 55-footer in San Antonio at the end of the first quarter earlier in the week.
Jordan wants to get busy offensively, but they're doing a good job of making him make the extra pass. 5 on the shot clock.
Pippen over Divac. Good defense by Vlade. Gets Green on the solo. Partially blocked from behind. What a play by Pippen. Jordan to Purdue. That's his 7th offensive rebound. Clears it to Grant.
2 huge hustle plays by the Bulls. Pippen doesn't give up on the Green drive, and then even though Purdue misses, he kept the ball alive for Grant to put it in.
Teagle a little farther out this time, and Purdue collects another. He's got 10-9 rebounds now. Jordan slices inside. Divac the other way at 7-1. AC Green, second chance, and on the putback, it's a 6-point lead.
The value of Divac's available right there for you to see as he rebounded the ball, started to break. Green finished after the miss.
Final minute. Teagle on Jordan. Rejected by Perkins. One hard heel against another, and at the other end, Teagle. Divac, that's it home. his biggest lead. Shot clock, 3 seconds from the 24-second clock.
The key in watching Jordan is whether that tongue goes out. If the tongue goes out, the ball is going to go up.
Flip Livingston. And a foul on Grant, I believe.
We have seen some tremendous interior defense. Sam Perkins anchors the Laker defense with this block and a good hard push the other way. As you can see, Teagle takes a tough try, and there is Vlade Divac with a nice tip.
Divac with 8 points and 8 rebounds. 3.9 seconds left in the half, and part of the story is the fact that while fans came out to cheer and see Jordan and Johnson in terms of scoring, Michael has only 7, Magic only 4 in the first half.
You'll see the hustle of Scottie Pippen. You see Green locate him with his eyes, but not quick enough to throw it down with 2 hands. He wanted the official to bail him out. Another look. Tremendous effort by Pippen. Now, when you talk about the stars, remember, Jordan has to score, Johnson doesn't. Johnson hasn't, Jordan has not. The Bulls, they're struggling somewhat. They're in the ball game. They're only down by 8. Jordan 3 for 11. You know he can be big in the third and fourth quarter. We'll wait for the explosion after the intermission.
And while the 2 marquee names have not really scratched much in that scoring column, their teammates Pippen and Teagle have. Pippen with 18 and Teagle off the bench with 15 to lead Los Angeles. All right, final play apparently of the first half. Lakers going for a shot at 3.9 seconds. Jordan steals. There he is. A big play by Michael Jordan. AC Green gets some glass. Jordan with a 2-point theft at the buzzer, and the Bulls go off the court 6 down.
Off the ball, tremendous reaction by Jordan. He came from midcourt to beat Sam Perkins to the ball and thunder it down. Maybe that's momentum and sign for the second half.
One of the top men in the league in steals, Michael Jordan. Some of his prestidigitation to punctuate the end of the first half. Los Angeles 56, going for their 15th in a row. The Bulls 50. Now let's go to the Prudential halftime report.
Prestidigitation. Very impressive, Dick. Coming up on the Prudential halftime report, we'll check today's NBA scoreboard. There are some games in progress. We'll also update you on Bernard King's condition. He had to leave the game at Boston Garden today between the Bullets and the Celtics. And then we'll take a look ahead to next Sunday's All-Star game as we'll talk live with this year's All-Star coaches, Chris Ford of the Celtics and Rick Adelman of the Trailblazers. We'll get started right after this.
This is the Prudential Halftime Report. Come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
Halftime at the Forum in L.A., the Lakers leading the Bulls 56-50. Michael got the steal and the slam just before the buzzer, but still only shot 4 of 12 in the first half for a total of 9 points. He's leading the league with an average of 31. Scottie Pippen tops the Bulls in the first half with 18. Terry Teagle off the bench for the Lakers with 15 to be their high scorer, which is appropriate. The bench scoring in the game, Lakers 23, while Phil Jackson got only 2 points off his bench in the first half for Chicago, and the Lakers lead by half a dozen. After 3 quarters in Milwaukee, the Bucks, who have been struggling of late, broke a 46-all halftime tie, and they sprint out to a 92-75 lead after 3 quarters. They've just started the fourth quarter as they have the big lead now over Charlotte. Finals from earlier today in a game you might have seen here on NBC. Phoenix ends Detroit's winning streak at 5 and hands the Pistons only their second loss in 22 games at home this year. 112-97 the final score. Big day for Kevin Johnson, 28 points and 14 assists. Joe Dumars leads the Pistons, minus Isaiah Thomas, of course, with 20 points. Now, Boston won at home today at the Garden over Washington, 119-101. Reggie Lewis had 30. Kevin McHale had 22. The Celtics have now split 14 games since Larry Bird went out with the injured back. But the big story in this game, Bernard King. He pumped home 20 points in the first half, continuing his sensational play for the Bullets. You'll recall recall that on Tuesday he was named to the Eastern Conference All-Star team. It was such a sweet story, coming back after a 5-year struggle, really, to regain his past form. He missed 2 complete seasons. Then he had 49 points on his old home court, Madison Square Garden, against the Knicks on Thursday night with his parents in attendance. He was on the pregame show with Pat Riley and me, smiling, looking, and seemingly feeling great. Had the 20 points in the first half. Then early in the third quarter at Boston Garden, took himself out of the game, complaining of lightheadedness and shortness of breath. After the ball game, Wes Unseld, the Bullets coach, talked with newsmen, and here's what Unseld had to say about Bernard King.
When he asked for timeout, I saw that he was breathing hard, and Bernard doesn't breathe hard. He's in such great shape. The trainer immediately went to him, and I think he asked for an ammonia capsule or something. And he did that and went back on the court and turned immediately and said it wasn't working. So that's when the trainer decided to take him in.
It's the first time it's ever happened?
First time that I'm aware of, yes.
Okay, he was taken by ambulance to Massachusetts General Hospital. There he underwent some tests. Doctors found an irregular heartbeat, which is not all that uncommon and may or may not indicate anything serious. Shortly after that, Bernard was up and around, seemingly feeling all right. He was alert, and in fact, we were told that within the past 5 or 10 minutes, he left Mass General without comment in a taxi cab. At this point, it's impossible to tell whether he can play in the Bullets' next 2 games coming up on Wednesday and Thursday of this week, or whether he'll be available for the Eastern Conference All-Stars for the All-Star game a week from today in Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, shifting gears here. We're going to step aside for a minute and send it to NBC News for the latest developments in the Persian Gulf, and for that, we join Garrick Utley. Garrick?
Thanks, Bob. The American and Allied air raids against Iraq and Iraqi position in Kuwait continued today, but there's also confirmation, sad news, that 8 American Marines were killed this week by friendly fire. The Chief of Staff of the U.S. Central Command says an Allied missile killed 7 Marines during the fighting near the border with Kuwait. Here's what he said.
And while the formal investigation has not been absolutely completed, we have enough evidence right now in the initial stages of the investigation to say with some great certainty that one of the LAVs, which is a light armored vehicle the Marines have, was in fact killed by friendly fire.
And General Johnson also says it appears that an American cluster bomb killed 1 Marine yesterday. 2 other Marines died in a helicopter crash today. It was not shot down. Mechanical problems. Also, a B-52 crashed in the Indian Ocean, apparently because of a mechanical failure. 3 crew members were rescued. 3 others are still listed as missing. A London newspaper today reports that Saddam Hussein is letting his frontline commanders decide whether to use chemical weapons. The paper quotes the Pentagon as saying it's no longer a question of if Iraq will use chemical weapons, but rather when. I'm Garrick Utley, and now back to Bob Costas.
Garrick, thanks again. Now, when we come back on the Prudential Halftime Report, we'll talk live with next Sunday's All-Star coaches, Chris Ford of the Celtics and Rick Adelman of the Portland Trail Blazers. Pat Riley rejoins us right after this.
Oh, my goodness.
Come on. We'll fix this place up. We're Winchesters. I wish I never heard of 1636 Cherry Lane.
This is 1639. That's 1636.
In the movies, happy endings are easy, but in the real world, they take planning. So for insurance, investment advice, or the home of your dreams, come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
I have a dream.
His dream was that all blacks and whites and everyone can work together, live together, and play together.
It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream.
What I felt Martin Luther King believed in and what he stood for most than anything was the rights for all people, human rights.
My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
People themselves must understand that this dream is a whole picture and that this dream is one of total equality, not just for black people, but for all people.
Free at last! Free at last! Thank God Almighty! We are free at last!
Okay, Chris Ford of the Boston Celtics and Rick Adelman of last season's NBA runners-up and this year's best record in the Western Conference, the Portland Trail Blazers, will be the All-Star coaches in a game you'll see on NBC this coming Sunday from Charlotte, North Carolina. We're going to talk with each of them here. Rick is standing by in Portland, and Chris, whose team was victorious today over the Bullets, is still, I guess, at the Boston Garden. Let's start with you, Chris. The question would be about Larry Bird. When do you expect him back? A week ago, Dave Gavitt told us maybe the Tuesday after the All-Star break, the 12th of February in Seattle. Would you agree with that?
I don't know. I'm hoping even sooner. He's had the opportunity to first come to a game today at the Boston Garden, and it's a little bit closer to the parquet floor. He's been working out every day with us when we had practice time, and he's really looking better.
Rick, last week or a couple of weeks ago, you made a great trade. You ended up getting Walter Davis, and there are some people who feel that maybe with a great team and a great record and a lot of talent already, that you may have a little too much talent. Do you think it's going to be a problem?
No, Pat, I really don't. We really thought that through. The chemistry in our team is really important. It's why we're successful. But we felt we're looking down the road in the playoffs, and we wanted to cover ourselves for any situation. And with Walter and Danny Ainge now, we can go small against a lot of teams and really get a lot of firepower on the floor. And before, if we had any injuries, especially to Jerome Kersey or Cliff Robinson, Clyde had to play small forward, and I didn't want to extend him a lot of minutes. And I just think it strengthens our team, and it gives us a chance to be ready for anything that happens to us in the playoffs.
Rick, you had the best record going into the All-Star break, or you will have it, and you did not have any player voted to the starting lineup, even though 3 players did make it voted by the coaches. Does that miff you a little bit, or what do you think about that?
Well, I think any of the players who started deserved to be on the team, but I really thought Clyde deserved to start that in that game. And I can't tell you who shouldn't have, but I know Clyde he's really sacrificed his game for the good of our team, and it was kind of hard for me to understand why I was going to coach the team and none of my players are good enough to be a starter. I'm just glad we got 3 players on the team because I think the team really, they got the coaches there, and I think we needed to have some representation.
Chris, I want to ask you a follow-up here about Larry Bird. To be very honest, there was some commotion going on here, and I didn't catch the very end of your answer. You were saying you hope to have him back perhaps sooner than the first game after the All-Star break. Suppose he was ready and frisky and said, I want to go to Charlotte and play in the All-Star game. Would you and the other Celtic people try and advise him against that and say, hey, take that extra time and don't risk it?
I don't know. It's, you know, he's been pacing himself, and it's really been his call all the way along the line. And he says he's feeling a lot better, and it's just a matter of time when he declares himself ready to play. You know, we will try to be conservative in our opinions, but, you know, if he thinks he's ready to go, then, you know, we wouldn't stand in his way.
Chris and Rick, as we take off here, Pat Riley, who has coached in several All-Star games, has a bit of strategic advice for you. Go ahead, Pat.
What? They got to bring your computer printouts with you. Make sure that you have at least 75 or 80 plays for each guy because it's in their contracts, Rick. Chris, good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Both of them were telling us, though, hey, you know the way you coach an All-Star team? You roll out the ball, you say, boys, go play, I'll sit back and enjoy it. And we're going to head for a commercial break here, and then we'll return it to the Great Western Forum in L.A. and rejoin the commentary of Dick Enberg and Steve Snapper Jones for the second half. Lakers up on the Bulls by 6, and we're back after this.
Ready for the second half. The Lakers by 6 against the Bulls. Terry Teagle, their leading scorer, starts the second half on the bench. He had 15 in the first half. Michael Jordan ready to go in the second half, and you almost could bet he's going to put it up in a hurry.
Well, you know Jordan is capable of going for 15 to 20 in a quarter. They want to keep him involved. We'll see if they go to him right out of the box.
Byron Scott has Jordan. Jordan, Paxson, Pippen, Grant, and Purdue with the ball. Start the second half for Chicago, and Purdue with a shot. Perkins for Los Angeles. It's Magic Johnson, AC Green, Perkins. Pivot's unable to handle the long lob, and it's Jordan the other way.
They want to try to find Horace Grant down on the box and try to get a triangle so they can drop the ball inside. They're going to back on the weak side. Shot clock at 5.
Pippen doesn't get it off. Good D, that's a Mark for the defense.
In the first 2 attempts that the Bulls have had in this third quarter of play, they've been a little tentative as to where they want to attack. Once they make a decision, they've got to do it quickly. The Lakers defense is reacting very well.
You saw them earlier in the year. The Laker defense really that much better?
The Laker defense is tremendously better simply because they're working harder at both ends of the floor. That kind of shot that Perkins just made, they weren't taking. They were taking the perimeter play, missing having it run back on them.
Matching their largest lead of the game, Los Angeles, 8. Let's go. Purdue inside. Let's go. Grant. Green with a block and the foul. His second.
We have a plus-minus for Will Purdue. Purdue has not been able to finish inside, but he's been able to keep the ball alive. A.C. Green thinks he was right on top of the ball. The official said he came from the rear to get a piece of Horace Grant, who'll get on the line.
They asked Horace about his twin brother Harvey and whether if Harvey ever was hurt and did he hurt in the same place. He said no, but we do have the same dreams.
Yeah, that's interesting. You know, their second pair of twins that we had, Horace changes his glasses. He got designer wear, and on the road they're red and black today. They're a little bit like Kurt Rambis, but they're the black ones with the vents on the side. Misses both free throws.
Maybe he should have brought the reds. 58-50. Lakers trying to jump up by 10. Bulls unable to score in the first nearly 2 minutes of this second half, but Michael changes that on the breakaway. 58-52. 11 for Michael Jordan.
Magic Johnson, I'm happy with himself because that was an unforced turnover. There was not that much pressure on him, and they lose the ball. Jordan translate for an easy 2. Back to Perkins.
Perkins working on Horace Grant. Jordan with a rebound. Sets up Purdue. 4 points for Will Purdue.
They double magic.
Scott from downtown. Just inside the three-point line. Scott has really improved defensively, hasn't he?
He has. He has taken a rap in many ways because he's always handling a great offensive player, but it's tough to shut down one player one-on-one. Scott.
Purdue misses at the other end, and Scott nails a two-pointer. He has 14. And it looks as if Jackson's going to take a 40-second timeout. Check that 20-second timeout. Jackson, who has a wonderful tradition in his second year with Chicago. We saw it around Christmas time, giving a book to every one of his players, and it's well thought out, designed to improve a player, whether it be psychologically or historically. And I guess they've just made a change, a three-point play for Scott instead of a two. Here it is.
Scott is touching the line a little bit. It looked as though he was clearly behind it, but the edge of his foot was there. They give him the three, and that will give him 15 points. Now you'll watch the edge of that sneaker. It looks as though he touches a piece of that line before he let it go. Now if you touch or go over the line, that is a two and not a three.
Don't even say the word instant replay now. Please don't do that to me. Michael Jordan.
Jordan trying to get busy.
Oh, my! There's a little hang time for Jordan. And 13.
It took 20, 30 minutes for the old man to show up in a great game like this.
I'm glad I don't do all the Bulls games. I'd wear them all out in about a week. Perkins, second chance in a crowd, and a whistle. I'm talking to Johnny Kerr. This is the 25th year of the Chicago Bulls in the NBA, and Johnny Kerr was the first coach of the Bulls. He's now their broadcaster, and we were chatting with him before the game. He said, you know, what a job I've got, said Red. He said, I get paid for watching Michael Jordan 80-plus times a year.
It's a best job in the house for Johnny Red Kerr, and he is really enjoying the play, and he feels that this is the year for the Bulls to finally make a breakthrough.
Perkins moves the Lakers up by 8, and this is what Kerr enjoyed.
And this is what got us our first, oh my.
You're going to get on my case early, huh, Steve?
Rookie's got to take some heat.
I don't even know when I say that. It just comes out. Perkins for a second free toss, and the Lakers have their biggest lead of the game. Jordan has put it in a higher gear. 15 now.
Let's see if Jordan's involvement takes away from Pippen or any of the other players out on the floor. They're now concentrating on getting him going here in this third quarter of play.
Michael averaging 31 plus a game. 3 for Magic. 10-point lead, Los Angeles, 7 points for Johnson.
That is a penalty for the double team. Magic Johnson knocks down a wide open tray.
Isolate for Jordan. To Paxson. Well, he actually changed his mind 3 times in midair and then set up Sage.
But we've seen the effect of the double team. Here, it has allowed the team to score. Players have gotten wide open opportunities because the double team has turned someone loose. Perkins inside.
It looked like Divac might have had an offensive goaltend, but out it comes to Jordan. Set up to Grant, but he charges. No basket. Third foul on Horace Grant. That would have moved the Bulls to within 6. 7 minutes left, third quarter. Dick Enberg with Steve Jones at the Forum in Los Angeles. Huge sellout crowd here to see 2 of the game's biggest names. Jordan and Johnson.
The defense did not react. No pressure on the pass from Magic Johnson. You can't let a guy with eyes like that find a player like Divac right at the rim.
Boy, he does find him, doesn't he? Paxson. So he sticks another jumper, and 10 now for the former Irish star. And a foul on Perkins. Johnson again setting the table. Boy, they just, you know, if knowing the floor was an SAT exam, they'd all be scoring about 1,600, Jordan and Johnson, wouldn't they? There's a timeout with 6:15 left in the third.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Mazda Cars and Trucks. Mazda, it just feels right. By Castrol GTX, engineered for today's smaller cars. And by Miller Genuine Draft, cold filtered for real draft taste. So get out of the old, get into the cold.
To smile about in this game, and here's something that even brought Phil Jackson some happiness.
Whenever you see Jordan's tongue go out, you know he's going to try to score or make something happen. And you see all the Lakers suck back in. That leaves John Paxson wide open for an easy 2. Now, it's been 35 years. You getting here on the bus, but you really seem to be having a good time.
Finally got the NBA. Now I know. I mean, in person, I'm so close. The power and the grace that many would argue these are the greatest athletes in all of sport, and Jordan and Johnson at the very top of that list. It does go a little faster than the collegiate game, doesn't it? I'm trying to slow it down, make it a 40-second timeout. Even the timeouts are too short. Perkins at the line. He's 2 for 2 today. It was a good acquisition, Sam Perkins, for this Laker club. He's produced.
It cost him a ton of money, but it filled a huge hole. You can see what he has done. He's given him a defensive anchor, particularly off the ball, the ability to post up inside. Scott Williams, another guy from North Carolina, in for the Bulls.
4 North Carolinians. Dean Smith on these two rosters. Jordan works from outside, and Michael Jordan, a different person in this third quarter. 17 now for him. But the Lakers maintain the lead. They're up by 8, 5:48 to go in the third.
Going to try and take advantage of Scott Williams. And Divac doesn't have a big post-up game. Shot clock at 5.
Perkins, Magic has to hurry. 2. The runner's not there, but he gets a fresh 24. Scott up the alley, and a foul. Pippen reaching in.
What made that play possible was ball movement. Magic Johnson had the ball on the wing. He told James Worthy, go through. Worthy goes through. That brings the defense with him. Now the lane is wide open for Byron Scott.
Third on Pippen, third on the Bulls in the quarter. Scott, a 77% free throw shooter. Right at his season average now. Lakers are 10 for 10 from the line in the game. Thanks to Raj Schneiderman and Dennis Minisham with the numbers today at courtside.
Jordan's job in this quarter is to keep the Bulls close. They're down by 10. He's got to continue to keep them getting scoring opportunities. Shot clock at 4.
Paxson, a hurried jumper. Worthy hauls it in. All 4 ex-Tar Heels here on the court at the same time. Talk about the pride of a collegiate coach. Dean Smith can cheer for Perkins, Worthy, Jordan, and Scott Williams. Byron Scott banged up on that last play. As they attend to him, we remind you this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the National Basketball Association and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association. The NBA on NBC. And don't forget, next Sunday, the best of the best, the creme de la creme in Charlotte, North Carolina, the NBA All-Star Game. Here on NBC, 1 o'clock Eastern Time.
The question I have for you is, who does Dean Smith root for? You know, you can't root for either one of these teams, and I think he's probably pulling for Scott Williams. The rookie, he is trying to find his way.
Leading by 10, the Lakers go back to work with 4:41 left in the third period.
This is a guy that makes Dunleavy's job easy, gets the ball to Worthy, swoops, but he misses.
Jordan, Worthy, and Perkins all on that NCAA championship team.
Pippen has gotten 0 points in this quarter.
Jordan a little short. Divac to Johnson. Oh, we saw it. Jordan out of the corner. Jordan had his eyes on the ball and a steal or a charge, and how did Magic elude him? And a foul. That's worth a second look.
That's why he's called Magic. You'll see Jordan trying to make a play. He goes behind his back, and that's the real difficulty. You challenge him deep, you'll turn him loose, and he'll find Divac at the end. 11 assists for Magic Johnson.
Scottie Pippen, first point of the second half.
Bulls come back with the trap. We'll see how the Lakers respond. Man right here courtside said the trap didn't work. They break it, but it makes them take a little bit more time on the clock.
Under 10. Worthy against the shorter Pippen. And Pippen with a rebound. Pulls up and gets the roll. 22 for Pippen. The lead for the Lakers shaved to 8 at 3:20 left in the third.
Bulls extend the defense.
Magic, and the call is against Johnson for the charge. His second. And for the Lakers, their third team foul.
Tentative play. Magic Johnson attacked the basket, but Pippen got right inside to draw the charge as we go to a break.
Timeout at the Forum with 3 minutes and 16 seconds left in the third, and Los Angeles by 8. Byron Scott trying to figure out whether he's going to be able to come back in here. Tom Hammond has a report.
Dick, I talked to the Lakers trainer Gary Vitti, and he said that Byron suffered a sharp pain in his ribs. He was having trouble breathing. He speculates that he probably strained a muscle. He can't do any more damage to it by playing, but if he can stand the pain, he'll be all right, and he's back out there now.
Scott, who dedicated himself to a better defensive player this year, and it certainly has paid off. And of course, that scores high marks in the Dunleavy book. Dunleavy said he first really felt strongly about defense under Don Nelson at Milwaukee. Rosendell Harris emphasizing the D as well. Pippen inside for 24.
Pippen had been confined to nothing from the field. Good slashing drive. They come back with a trap.
Pippen had 28 in the first game back in Chicago against the Lakers, and having another big day today against L.A.
Trying to neutralize the contribution of Pippen with Worthy missing.
Scott Williams with a rebound, and the Bulls can pull within 4. 76-70, 2:34 left in the third period. Horace Grant over Perkins, and it's Magic. Has 7 triple-doubles this year, Johnson. That's his 7th rebound. He's in double figures in assists and in points.
Magic wants to feel that body against him, make something happen. Divac cuts, can't finish.
Magic turns it the other way. Jordan. Paxson to Grant. Grant another offensive rebound, and the Bulls have been true to their season today. A lot of second chances. And the lead for Los Angeles, once at 10, is down to 4.
The defense re-energized the offense. A little bit of pressure they showed caused the Lakers to use the clock a little bit more than they want. The clock is now down to 10 as they come down on the box and they get a foul against Horace Grant.
He's the first in the game with 4.
You'll see the elbows in the back of Perkins, and I feel that gave him just a little bit of advantage. He's saying he got hooked first.
What do those armbands do for Horace, do you think?
I hope he's got deodorant, because they're awful high. I don't know anything can roll down his arm.
James Worthy outside, and Pippen, who seems to be everywhere today, gets another rebound. LA 2 of their last 11 from the floor. Jordan doesn't roll in as he draws the foul. Yeah, the real tribute in this game to guys like Magic and Michael is players come to cheer them to do their best but hope their home team wins. I mean, Laker fans are cheering Jordan's every move.
Jordan likes to put on a show, and he will do it as efficiently as he can, but he does have a lot of tricks in his bag, and we're seeing him go to the arsenal now. And again, you know, you're an old baseball guy, and you like to steal signs. And you want to steal a sign, there's the tongue. When the tongue goes out, danger's on the way.
It's like the pitcher. Here comes the curveball sticking out the tongue, huh? Michael Jordan now with 19, and the Bulls within 2.
And again, it has been a token pressure, which has forced a little bit more time off the clock. Near steal.
And Divac just does get it over the timeline.
Against a trap, you want to be aggressive in passing the ball. You can see what they are. The last 11 shots, 2 of 11. 5 on the shot clock.
Magic with 3, Worthy with 1. And Divac saves, and then it's out of bounds to Los Angeles. He got it away from Scott Williams.
This one comes right into your living room. Williams pops it right out of his hand.
Final minute, third period. Terry Teagle back in for the Lakers. He was their big spark in the first half and led them in scoring with 15.
And right now the Lakers are standing around, and this is kind of a stretch that allows the team to get back in it.
Jordan getting his hands on the ball. 7 seconds on the shot clock. And Johnson finds the open Perkins, who can't hit. Finally taken away with 30 seconds left in the quarter. Grant and the crowd had to dive over the fallen Laker, and down. It may be Magic who's down.
There's no question it is Magic, and he looks like he is limp.
He might have gotten an elbow or a knee in the head as Grant went over the top of him. Let's go back and take a look.
There are two Lakers that come together. He collides with Teagle, and he gets kicked right in the head as he's going down. That may have knocked him unconscious momentarily. Everybody here at the Forum hushed as you can see the foot catch the side of the head.
And that's Grant running at full speed, vaulting over Magic, who took, even though that shoe is a fairly soft shoe, all the force of Grant hitting him. Let's listen to the sound as we replay it again. Yeah, nothing there, but the reaction is he went down. Boy, yeah, there was a locomotive coming down court.
He is breathing. That's a good sign. I'm sure he's got a tremendous headache right now, because the first thing he grabbed was his head after he got hit. Slow movement. And, of course, everyone here at the Forum on their feet looking in the direction of the downed superstar.
That's a franchise. Opening his eyes now. One of the leading sports physicians in the nation, Dr. Robert Kurlan, right there at his side. And this is something Magic will not want to review on his VCR later.
You're surprised this kind of thing doesn't happen more often. There are so many big bodies, and they're trying to get out of the way, but you can see the kick, and it was an accidental one. As Grant was coming up, he tried to get out of the way. He grabbed his head.
Now, Stephen, might also have been out of control, that if the kick really forced his head into the floor, that the impact of his head hitting the floor might have been even a more severe blow than the actual kick by Grant.
I think they want to make sure that there's no head or neck injury. They've been very, very slow to even move him. They've allowed him to try to recover very slowly here underneath his basket as he talks to the doctor. Dr. Lombardi.
Another angle on the collision with Horace Grant, 220-pounder.
You see he's on the way down, and there's the foot of Grant coming up, and he catches him right on the back of the head.
That was a real whiplash. Well, this crowd standing, and many of them, their hearts in their throats. This star of the franchise, Magic Johnson, and he doesn't know what hit him. That's like a knockout punch. You don't really, you just say what happened.
Get fouled out.
Just go to the locker room. If you just stand up, we'll go to the locker room and check you out.
Almost the first thing in an awakened state that he offers is a smile.
Is he okay?
Let's get to the big guys. Slide in! Go on, get up on it. Where's Bob? Where's Bob? Goes back down again. I want two big guys over there. You're on that side, D.
Right here.
Okay, pick him up.
Come on. When you pick him up,
Put your arm right underneath like this, okay? And you get him right there.
They won't see Magic, I wouldn't think, the rest of this game.
They want to get him into the locker room. but he appears to have been knocked out. I was never knocked out, but I have had some real hard shots. You see Jordan, he doesn't want to see Magic have to leave under these conditions, and hopefully he'll be all right.
Put your arm underneath.
No bigger fan in the building than Michael Jordan of Magic Johnson. Smith, the rookie, with the ball, replaces Magic Johnson with the score 76-74. 10 seconds left in the quarter.
Jordan holding for the last shot.
Doesn't get it off. Buzzer beats him, and at the end of 3 in Los Angeles, the Lakers 76, the Chicago Bulls 74. We'll return after these messages and a word from your local station.
Tom Hammond back with the Los Angeles Lakers locker room. Magic Johnson has been taken in here, still be examined by the doctors. He was able to walk into the locker room. He apparently was knocked unconscious on the floor, but he was able to walk off under his own power. The doctors were questioning him, asking him where he was, if he knew details of this game, and right now they're tending to him. Still no word on the severity of his injury. We'll let you know as soon as we have something definitive.
Thank you, Tom. And one of the good signs, Jerry West, the general manager, was there to see Magic and left the locker room. If it were serious, you can bet West would not have left so quickly.
The problem for the Bulls has been this trap, and it's forced the Lakers into inactivity. They were 2 of 15. We got a 2-point game.
Lakers had led by 12 in the middle of the third period, and then were ice cold 2 of that last 15 shots. The Bulls within 2 as we open this fourth quarter. Worthy with 3. Tipped in by A.C. Green. Green with 8. 78-74 Los Angeles.
Now the Lakers need to be aggressive at the defensive end. They have got to force the Chicago Bulls to now become a perimeter team. They've got to rely on their ability to get back and rebound the ball. Bulls have 8 on the shot clock.
Scottie Pippen will trigger it in for Chicago. Michael Jordan giving a breather now. Dennis Hobson in for him. Stacey King, Armstrong, 4 seconds on the clock. Inside, Hobson misses. Williams kept it alive. And Pippen. New 24.
Lakers did everything right but rebound the ball. The Bulls have it back, but they're not sure where they want to get it scored.
Only starters out there for the Lakers are Divac and Green, and Pippen the only starter for Chicago. Los Angeles trying to find their shooting touch, and Teagle might be the man. No, he's short, too. B.J. Armstrong, 3-on-1. And the foul on Smith. He saved a certain basket.
Smith now has the responsibility of running the team, but the responsibility for driving the team and getting them to a win will now fall on the shoulders of Worthy and Teagle that are out there on the floor as offensive forces. Those guys have got to generate some offense. Stacey King, who has been silent throughout this ball game, looking to score again from the line.
His third point, he's averaging just under 6 on the year. Former Oklahoma Sooner All-America. Big 8 Player of the Year a couple of seasons ago. 78-76 Los Angeles. Away by Pippen. Boy, you talk about, we were kidding about the big shoes of Will Perdue, but Tony Smith is really filling some huge shoes with the injury to Magic Johnson.
And that has been the flaw in the Lakers franchise. They've never been able to find someone that could come back and play behind Magic to give the team confidence. When they had Michael Cooper, they were always a different team. With Larry Drew, they've been a different team. They really believe Smith has the ability. Now we'll find out as he gets some playing time under pressure.
Create a lot of speculation that Jerry West will make a deal. Inside goes Smith to score. To get some more help before the deadline in about 3 weeks, especially since Walter Davis was acquired by the top team in the NBA, the Trailblazers. Scott Williams. Worthy picks up the loose ball and leading by 4. Here come the Lakers.
The guy that they try to burn a lot whenever the Bulls have him out on the floor is B.J. Armstrong. Hobson now guarding Teagle.
Teagle blocked by Hobson, got a piece of the wrist. And here comes Michael Jordan back in for Chicago. But first we have a timeout. 9:41 to go. LA by 4.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealers. Have you driven a Ford lately? By United Airlines, serving over 200 cities in the U.S. and around the world. Come fly the friendly skies. And by AT&T, the right choice.
The Bulls and the Lakers. And it's Los Angeles up by 4. 9:41 to go. It'll be interesting here now. The moves made by Dunleavy to counter Jordan's appearance back in for Chicago, if indeed Michael is going to come in. Yes, that's the case. The Lakers have Smith, the rookie, and Teagle as possibilities. Smith from Marquette at 6'4".
They take out B.J. Armstrong. They want to get size back in the backcourt. They go Jordan and Hobson. Jordan will be the ball handler. That will leave either Tony Smith with the responsibility of guarding him, or they will bring James Worthy off the front line and give him a shot at him. Teagle gets his first scoring opportunity here in the second half.
Almost twice his average now, over 8. Rebound to Scott Williams. 5-point lead Los Angeles, 9.5 to go. Smith is on Jordan. Divac with the steal, but Jordan gets it right back. And then loses it out of bounds. And Michael, in his own self-critique, which we talked to him yesterday, said, the one thing I sometimes do, I try to do too much too quickly. Here's the case. He's so talented, perhaps trying to get too much done, thinking about that baseline, kicked it out of bounds.
Two guys the Lakers need to concentrate on trying to get them chances to score now. Worthy against Scottie Pippen. Terry Teagle being guarded by Dennis Hobson.
Worthy from outside, way short. Williams collects it for Chicago. Here comes Michael, down by 4. 9 minutes to go. Earlier, Phoenix Suns bombarded the Detroit Pistons. Only the second loss at home for Detroit. Jordan with 5, hits it, and it's 81-78. We've got a report from Tom Hammond on the status of Magic Johnson.
Dick, John Block of the Lakers staff is here with us. He just come out of the locker room with Magic Johnson. What do you know?
I just spoke to Dr. Curlin, our team doctor. He has a concussion and a slight case of amnesia. We're taking him to the hospital. He'll stay overnight for observation. We don't think it's anything too serious right now, though.
How long was he knocked out?
They're not sure. He was out for a brief period of time.
Has he been able to answer any of the questions pertinent to what's going on here?
They haven't asked him questions about the games. Some of the questions he wasn't able to answer to their full satisfaction. That's why they think he has a slight case of amnesia.
But again, nothing more serious than that?
Right, we hope.
Right, that's the story from the Lakers locker room.
John Black, the Laker public relations director, Worthy, as you saw, while we were way scored. And then sparks this break.
Worthy out on the wing makes the decision for the defense by coming hard to the basket. They commit. Pippen trying to make the play. Green will go to the line. So Worthy, who had been missing from the perimeter, got a good scoring shot inside. Now they come back attacking, trying to stretch this lead out with 7:58 left in the game.
The lead is now 6. It's the 9th point of the game for AC Green. Sam Perkins returns for Los Angeles, replacing Divac.
Perhaps the biggest disappointment for the Chicago Bulls has been the play of Dennis Hopson. Although Hopson was no great shakes at New Jersey, they felt with the change of environment, he would be a player that could come back to a guy that averaged 20-some points a game at Ohio State, 27 points a game. Everyone in the NBA is still wondering how he got it.
He's averaging less than 5 this year. So the Laker lead, 85-78. Under 8 minutes to go. Reed is king, and he's on the baseline with the dribble.
We are now in a critical stretch of the ball game for the Chicago Bulls. And they like to go to Jordan, but they can't stand around and they cannot get complacent. Defensively, they got to continue to apply pressure, particularly against Smith, make him tentative about where he wants to go with the ball.
Pippen with 4 fouls now. Worthy. 87-78. And Phil Jackson wants time. He's worried this season that it's a 36-minute team on the road. Told us that again yesterday. We play 36 straight minutes, but what happens in the 4th quarter? Timeout. So a bit short-changed here in Los Angeles on the Magic and Michael show. Magic injured. But you asked me about the pros. How about you? Like these fans, when you see the great players matched up against one another.
Well, you know, it's a fan's delight, and I enjoy it. And you know that they've got players that can fill in for the Lakers. They've always had a guy like James Worthy when Magic has gone down. He's been their big clutch player down the stretch. He will be the guy they try to go through as they try to stretch this lead, and we'll see if the Bulls can react. Now, the bench has got nothing for the Chicago Bulls. It's named Stacey King. The Lakers have Terry Teagle and a few other guys.
That's the huge difference between the two teams in this game today. 87-78. The Bulls down by 9. Lakers' biggest lead was 12 in the 3rd period. Jordan goes to work. And for Michael Jordan, matches his number, 23. Plenty of time. 7 to go.
Looking for Worthy.
Stolen by Paxson.
Situation, they've got to force Jordan to give the ball up. They cannot let him find an isolation, go one-on-one.
Jordan to Horace Grant. You could see the frustration in Jordan's face. He wanted somebody to move somewhere so he could get him the pass, and Grant moved out, hit the J.
Again, looking for Worthy. He'll get low. He's going to try and back in. And you see Jordan, he's telling him he doesn't want an illegal defense. Grant the other side.
Worthy. AC Green gets a new 24 for the Lakers.
Now, the Lakers can be guilty of the same thing, standing around popping from the top. 2 misses. Will Purdue back in the game on the board.
And the Bulls can pull now within 3. Jordan around Teagle. And he drew the foul. Second on Terry Teagle, Michael Jordan.
The toughest assignment in the NBA is to try to shut down Jordan one-on-one. You see the hand check as Jordan steps by.
Back to the live action. It's Paxson outside. Will Purdue hasn't scored much, but he gets so many second chances, and he's called for the foul over the back on that his second. 4th on the Bulls in this 4th quarter. The Lakers with 2 team fouls.
You're whispering. Go ahead, Will. Go ahead. Take a shot, because that's the guy you want shooting. He's the guy that's got the least chance to score, and you want to see him try to air it out.
Purdue for the injured Bill Cartwright, who's not in uniform today. Smith doesn't show any rookie jitters there. Takes it right to the hole. 6 points for Smith.
Wow.
Jordan, not that tall.
play was there. Jordan faked up. The pass was too tall. Superman couldn't get that one.
Oh, man.
Smith again.
Cannot make a jump shot. That is the shot you want him to take. They're going to get a rebound foul against A.C. Green. You got two guys that will chase the ball off the glass. Purdue has done a great job for the Bulls. A.C. Green for the Lakers.
53, Cliff Livingston comes in for Chicago.
Now this is one more guy that can get it done for you off the glass and inside. Livingston is a good inside player, very good playing off the basketball.
So Xavier McDaniel for Phoenix in their earlier game on NBC. They played together at Wichita State. And hammering home the J is Paxson for 12 now. Left. Lakers by 5.
Looking for Perkins on the box.
Jordan had it for a moment, and then it's out of bounds to whom? Foul. Jordan apparently is first.
Jordan is cat quick, and you'll see he's almost there about the time the ball arrives, but the foul on Tony Smith.
Oh, I didn't see the foul, nor did Jordan. Number 3 in steals in the NBA, Jordan. Always at the top of that list. Knocked away for a moment by Pippen and then stolen by Scott. 89-84 Los Angeles. Jordan, what a pass to Grant. 89-86 and timeout Los Angeles with 4:28 to go. Look at this thread job. 9th assist for Michael Jordan. The Bulls hanging in within 3. Dick Enberg with Steve Jones back at the Forum. And oh, does it please me to tell you about this show next Saturday on NBC Sports. For the first time ever, a show of this kind, the NBA All-Star Stay in School Jam. Show will feature Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Kevin Johnson, celebrities including Tempest Bledsoe, the Fresh Prince, Will Smith. They join to inform, entertain, and motivate America's youth to stay in school. Be with us 12 noon Eastern Time next Saturday on NBC. 4:28 to go here at the Forum. The Lakers 89, the Bulls 86.
Use Perkins to break the pressure of the Chicago Bulls. But once they get it across the line, they've got to be aggressive in attacking and try to cross inside and free up Worthy down on the box.
Byron Scott back in for Los Angeles. 5 seconds. Smith with 1 second. And he hits a big basket. Tony Smith with 8.
Smith has gotten everything on the drive. Cannot knock down that outside shot. Almost didn't get it against the clock. Now, this is the kind of game where Jordan likes to take over. It's a 5-point deficit for his team. He'll try to make it happen.
Clock down to 7. Cliff Livingston way off the mark. And the Lakers with the ball and a 5-point lead. 3:36 to go. Smith really maturing this last couple of weeks, and the Lakers have to like what they're seeing from this young guy from Marquette.
Interesting thing about Smith, he's a left-hander who plays right-handed. Green can't control the rebound.
But apparently knocked away by the Bulls. LA will play it in with 23 seconds on a new clock.
You'll see Scott with the try from the outside, Green on the inside, and the ball knocked away by Jordan.
Seconds on the shot clock. Tony Smith. 7 seconds. Worthy on the finger roll. Finally, Horace Grant for Chicago. Scott now on Michael. Grant is open. Perkins rebounds.
Uncharacteristically, Jordan has decided to pass the last 2 times in a 5-point game, and they have come away with nothing.
Lakers have not allowed anyone to score 30 points in the last 18 games. There goes Magic Johnson. There is an ambulance, we understand, outside the Forum. They'll be transported just as a precautionary means to a local hospital. Johnson is with Tom Hayward.
Magic, do you remember anything that happened? Magic, can you remember anything that happened? Well, as you can see, he's getting into the ambulance under his own power. No stretcher. Climbing into the back of the ambulance, and the plan is to take him to the hospital overnight for observation. The preliminary report was that he had been knocked unconscious, had a slight case of amnesia, perhaps a concussion, and will go to the hospital overnight for observation.
Certainly one of the most cooperative, congenial guys in all of sports. You know he's hurting if he doesn't want to talk. So it appears that Magic not seriously injured, but they're not going to obviously take any chances at all. The ambulance seems worse than perhaps the condition might warrant, but that's the final touch and making sure nothing goes wrong. As Johnson leaves the Forum, of course, that also to beat the large crowd here in L.A., Perkins hits 2 free throws to make it 93-86.
This is a critical possession for the Chicago Bulls. They've got to get something up and down. Jordan is the guy that's going to try to come to. Smith doing a good job.
And he forces a bad shot. 2 minutes to go. And the Lakers lead is 93-86.
Now, the Bulls are not dead, and what they've got to do in this situation, the shot clock is working its way down to 5, is force the ball to come up from the outside, run it back.
Worthy, he loves that move from the left side. James Worthy, you called it. He hits the big bucket with 1:37 to go. The Laker lead is 95-86. We're back at the Forum. One of the criticisms early on against the Lakers was their bench, especially in the backcourt. But boy, it's been the bench that will have won them this game should they hold on.
It has been a huge difference between the two. 4 points, all from Stacey King. 38 points for the Lakers, spearheaded by Terry Teagle. And Tony Smith has come in and done a tremendous job under pressure. Most of the time, rookies fold. He has flourished.
He's protected the ball so well and scored 8 as well. Former Wisconsin State High School triple jump champion. Wauwatosa, and he's been wowing the Bulls today. Jordan down the alley. This won't fall. And the Lakers, with a minute and a half to go, have a 9-point lead and the ball. Smith hawked by Jordan. And the foul on Grant. That'll be his 6th. He leaves with 17 points.
What makes your defense work better is to produce points at the other end of the floor. The Bulls went into a slump at the wrong time in the ball game, and when they got within 3, they have not been able to score a point since that time. 89-86 was the score, and the Lakers have pitched a shutout. Grant out of the ball game. Craig Hodges, a specialist, particularly from three-point land, in. They'll see if they can't get a couple of those very quickly.
In fact, he won the NBA All-Star three-point contest last year.
Going back to Charlotte to defend.
AC, 10 points, and the Lakers lead by 10. Make that 11 now. And the Laker lead is 11. Lead, playing Pippen tough and forced the turnover. The Lakers, 11 of their last 15 games, have held the opposition under 100. And now average on defense less than 100. And apparently they're going to keep to that today.
the trap was effective early, has been ineffective here of late, particularly with Smith getting a couple of hoops. They've gotten it under control. They'll work the clock.
Final minute. Turnover, Jordan to Pippen. Hodges. Green with a rebound and 43 seconds to go. Well, Mike Dunleavy criticized quickly replacing Pat Riley this year, losing 7 games of the first 9. They said just in the same around here, too controlled in offense. What's all this defense all about? Is there life after Riley? Well, he's come with the answer. They go for their 15th, and that would tie their second longest streak in the history of this franchise. They have, of course, the NBA record 33.
It has been joy and happiness. There seemed to be something that, as you take a look at the Lakers and the Pistons defense, as they're holding teams under 100 points a game.
33 plus seconds to go, and a timeout. We'll be right back. We're back. Today's Miller Genuine Draft Player of the Game is Tony Smith of the Lakers. On behalf of Smith, NBC, and Miller Genuine Draft will donate $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. We asked Tony yesterday, how has Magic helped you? He said, well, all the time. He's always talking to me. Well, today, in his longest stint of the season, Smith helps Magic and the Lakers. 8 points. And best of all, he played with real control and maturity, didn't he?
Poise, under pressure for Tony Smith. A tremendous job as they tried to press. It was a 3-point ball game. He made a couple of big hoops at critical times to give them the lead, a couple of good decisions, and that's the kind of play that they need behind Magic Johnson, which they haven't gotten in the past.
And on the other side, for the Chicago Bulls, the problem continues against quality teams on the road. They play 3 solid quarters, and then they get cold at the wrong time, as they did today. They made 2 of their last 9 field goal attempts. 99-86. Only the Pistons and the Lakers holding the opposition under 100 a game, and this has been part of the streak story for Los Angeles. Foul on Scott. That's a foul they could give away.
If you're the Lakers, you want that clock to run. So Dunleavy is not happy, even though they had a foul to give. Pippen for 3.
Armstrong with a long rebound. Green, this should do it. 18 seconds to go, and nowhere for the Bulls to go but on to the next road game. They've lost to 2 tough teams, San Antonio and the Lakers on this trip on the road, and so rough are the Bulls at home. And there it is, Los Angeles wins 99-86. Mike Dunleavy's team equals the second longest streak in Laker history with 15 in a row. And Magic Johnson, hopefully okay, was conscious when he left by ambulance the Forum in Los Angeles. As we leave now, for Steve Jones, Dick Enberg, now to Bob Costas in New York.